What is the polygraph testing procedure? Have you ever wondered how a lie detector test really works? The polygraph testing procedure is a fascinating method used to determine if someone is being truthful or deceptive. It measures physiological responses like blood pressure, pulse, respiration, and skin conductivity, while the individual answers a series of questions. The idea is that when someone lies, their body reacts differently than when they tell the truth. The first step in the polygraph testing procedure is the pre-test interview. During this phase, the examiner explains how the test works and answers any questions the examinee might have. This part is essential as it helps the examinee feel comfortable and understand what to expect during the test. Next comes the chart collection phase. Here, the examiner asks a series of yes or no questions. These questions are typically repeated several times to establish a baseline for the examinee's physiological responses. The test includes both relevant questions, which relate directly to the case, and irrelevant questions, which help gauge normal physiological reactions. This comparison is key to interpreting the results. After the test, the examiner analyzes the collected data. This involves looking at the charts to see if the physiological responses suggest deception or truthfulness. The examiner compares the reactions during relevant questions to those during irrelevant ones to draw conclusions. There are different techniques used in polygraph testing. One common method is the control question test. This technique involves asking both relevant and irrelevant questions. The irrelevant questions help establish a baseline, while the relevant ones are directly related to the investigation. The differences in responses help assess the truthfulness of the examinee. Another method is the guilty knowledge test. This approach asks questions that only someone with specific knowledge about a crime would know. It aims to detect if the examinee has information that only a guilty person would possess. In true crime investigations, polygraph tests can be a tool to gather evidence or assess a suspect's credibility. However, it is important to note that the results are not always admissible in court due to concerns over accuracy. Despite this, polygraph tests can influence public perception and guide further investigations. While polygraph testing is widely used, it is often viewed as pseudoscientific. The tests can be affected by various factors, including the examiner's skill and the examinee's ability to control their physiological responses. There is no specific physiological reaction that definitively indicates lying, making the interpretation of results subjective. Understanding the polygraph testing procedure can provide valuable context for its role in true crime investigations. It is a complex process that combines science and psychology, aiming to uncover the truth behind a person's words.